My guest Janelle says she's been getting messages making fun of her weight, insulting her kids, and threatening to call CPS on her. And she is convinced that her former best friend Alyssa is behind it all. She wants Alyssa's phone unlocked to find out the truth. Now, we'll talk to Janelle shortly, but let's start with Alyssa and hear her side of this story. How are you doing?
Good, how about you?
I'm good, may I have a hug?
Of course.
This necklace is so cute.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. All right, so you gotta tell me, why is Janelle convinced you're behind these messages?
Cause she is the queen of accusations.
Is she?
Yes.
Okay.
She don't start off with, you know, did you do it, what happened, or nothing like that. She start off with letting you know you the one wrong, you did it wrong. Like, she's that's who she is.
Did you read the messages?
Yes, I read the messages, and they were nasty. Like, they were talking about her kids. They were talking about her living situation. They were, whoever it was, like, they were speaking on my behalf, which is why when I read it, it was like I felt the need to apologize because I don't need a person to speak on my behalf.
So interesting. You apologized even though it wasn't you doing the messages.
Of course, because that's my friend. Well, it was my friend.
Oh, got it. Okay, then. Was it your number? Was it a number that you knew?
No, it was, and you know, it was a different number. It was actually it was a text now number. I tried to do my detective work to see if I can unlock who it was, but I couldn't. You know, it was all dead end, so I couldn't, you know, unlock anything or see what it was.
So why were you and her in the middle of an argument around the time that she got these text messages?
Her kids are my god kids, and I have a goddaughter who lives, you know, away in Vegas, and she came to town to visit. So I always get all the girls, you know, I get all the kids all the time. They always at my house, and I went to get. I let Janelle know that, you know, I wanted to get them. And at first she was like, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to send her. Her hair is not done, this and that. I told her, she'll be fine. You know, I'll take care of it all. We good.
Yeah.
Later on that day, she made a decision to not send that day. She said, you could just come get her later on, Saturday before you take them to, we were going to the carnival. I said, okay. Later on that day, again, I have like 5 or 6 girls at my house. So I'm like doing hair, cooking, doing all kinds of stuff. And her daughter calls me, and she said, my mom said I could go. Can you still come get me tonight? So I'm like, okay, dang. So my friend had took my car, and she went to another city, which is like 30 minutes away from me. Now, my car is now an hour away from Janelle. And then I called my friend and asked her. She drove an hour. They got to Janelle's house, and she didn't answer the door. She wouldn't answer the door. She wouldn't open the door. She wouldn't answer the phone, nothing. And we saw her daughter in the window.
Hold on, because, okay, so there's so many things to this story. So first of all, I appreciate you taking care of all the girls. Like, first of all, kudos to you. Like, any mother that would say, like, let me take the girls, like, give everybody a little break.
Yeah.
Appreciate you for that. So I think that's great. The fact that you respected Janelle, from what I'm hearing, because I want to make sure this is clear, that you're like, no, I'm not going to pick her up now because you said she don't want to be in order. But then Janelle called, or was it the daughter that called?
Her daughter called.
Her daughter called.
Yep.
And said, Mom said I can come now.
She said I could go.
Did you ever at that point call Janelle and say, hey, I have a friend that's coming to pick her up?
I called. She didn't answer. I hung up and, you know, just let it be because she had already called. So I figured her daughter had talked. And, you know, she let her know that, oh, yeah, you could go today.
Okay, got it. I understand now. And then how long after this whole situation did she start receiving the text?
That next night. So that was Friday.
Like immediate.
Yes,
okay.
That Friday, that happened. And then Saturday night is when she got the messages.
Got it. Okay, then. You have not seen or talked to her since June, correct?
Yeah.
Well, everyone, let's meet Janelle and hear her side of the story. So come on out, Janelle. Hi, Janelle.
Hi, how
Thank
you
you for
doing?
being here. So I have to ask you, why do you think she sent those texts?
Alyssa needs to start holding herself accountable. We are getting too old for the manipulation she keep constantly putting down, and it's obvious in the messages. It's obvious in the messages, Alyssa. Who else will send something like that?
Wait, so you telling me that I sent messages speaking
yes, you had
on my behalf?
And it was
I
obvious
sent you messages speaking on my behalf.
You didn't want to bring your new friend involved. You trying to say she felt some type of way, so it's obvious it was you because you was upset about the situation that happened that night.
Now, how did we switch? Now, the question that you asked her, did you get the answer?
No,
exactly.
Not really.
That's exactly my point.
Okay.
We talk in circles, and then we continue to go through the same cycle, and then we get nowhere.
You want
the question that you asked was not answered.
So my question for you now is, we have a couple of the text messages that were sent to you, all right? It says, look, since she can't tell you she's tired
of your fat ass bitch. You jealous of our relationship. Your kids don't blank. You treat them like a damn friend, but you don't even pay her enough for your hair. She tells me everything. You're using that man, daughter bitch. She can't do your hair again either. You don't know the half I did for her. So you're in the green. You're the green?
Because I replied
of
back
course
because I
she
knew exactly who the
responded.
person
Of course
she
was.
responded.
If it wasn't her new
You
friend,
thought you knew the person.
It was
thought you knew the person.
It was obvious, and it's obvious
How
that you
is it
didn't want to
obvious?
involve her.
Okay, explain to me.
Your friend in the audience, I guess, just stood up, so I want to say something. Your friend name's Tori?
Yeah, my name is Tori.
All right, okay, so what do you have to add to this?
So what I'm just clarifying just for this moment is...
You look great, by the way.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You as well.
Yeah,
Thank you. I just want to be very clear in this whole situation that has come about. It wasn't Janelle that initially accused Alyssa of sending text messages. Alyssa's friend is the one that was accused. Tori was the one that accused Alyssa of sending these text messages, and it was based off of her reaction.
Got it. So you're assuming that Alyssa talked to her friend and told her all your business because she was mad, and then this friend then hit you up. That's what you thought originally.
Yes.
Okay.
Until
And
now,
that's what you
it
thought
seemed like
originally as
she's
well.
guilty. You trying to keep your friend out of it.
It will make sense for it to possibly be the friends or the friend's significant other. However, with the messages, if you read the details of the message, like Alyssa just said, it could either be me or her because we both are her closest friends. Let's be very clear. Tori lives in Atlanta, Georgia. They live in Detroit, Michigan. Both of them together can tell you there's never come a time where Tori has been caught lying, cheating, backbiting, doing wrong, or anything else of the sort. So why would I, out the blue, come up and start sending these kinds of text messages to Janelle? Not just that. Tori had no idea of who the man or the situation that Alyssa...
I love how you talk about yourself in third person. It confuses people here.
When
you talk about yourself in third person, you talk about
who?
You talk about you.
That's who I always am.
You don't have any idea of who this man is. These people.
I didn't know about
this.
Also too with the daughter and all those things that was mentioned in the message. I found out about those things late. Me and Alyssa that's my boy. That's my home dog. We ride out. We talk to each other every day, all day.
Okay.
Me and Janelle was originally first friends. However, our communication kind of died down. Me and Alyssa got very, very close. But she was also still close with Janelle. So she would be over there. She would know Janelle's business. Tori wouldn't. Also, why would Tori?
You wouldn't.
Why
you
would
wouldn't
I
know
be
the
worried?
business.
I wouldn't. I'm sorry. Why would I be concerned with how much she's getting paid to do somebody else's hair?
Okay, got it. I understand.
None of that would make sense for me.
Wait a minute.
Not just that. Also, let's be very clear. Janelle is not more so as a dominant speaker as the rest of us. So when she lags behind, it's not because she's lying or as you see, I'm being bullied in a conversation. But we're going to call the fact since we're here.
Okay. And I just feel like I want her to own up. It's like
y'all let her manipulate and nobody got time for that. And let me be very clear, I didn't come to rekindle, I came to hold accountability.
Okay.
Oh, very good. It definitely wasn't a rekindling thing.
Baby.
But okay.
So Tori, you think Alyssa sent the text then? Point blank.
I'm sorry, do I?
Tori, you think Alyssa sent the text?
I genuinely don't want to believe that Alyssa sent the text, but if not the other friends that was accused, it would have to be her. Yes.
Okay, got it. From your point
It's
of view.
not a have to be though.
Got it.
There are
It
other.
is.
It's
Karamo,
not.
I'm sorry.
There are other
if you did a
people
poll in your whole
involved,
entire audience and you give them the facts, if there's only 2 people that know this kind of detailed information, and neither one of these people is the one that said it, it has to be somebody.
What makes it not you?
Karamo, baby, I take
What makes
7
it
texts
not
on
you?
7 different shows at 7 different times. Also, us unlocking her phone today proves nothing. Why? Because it could have been sent from a whole other device. Which is her character. Also, it was also mentioned to me today
that this
is
insane. Tori, you have lost your mind. You've never done anything like that either, right?
Wait, let's go back. Karamo. It was said that these were things that we did back in the day. Or we sent these kind of messages, so on and so forth. This is what we do. The last time I talked to Alyssa was a text message that I received on January 1st.
Okay.
Stating that she was not going to make it to my birthday dinner in Atlanta, which we planned together. January 1st, I have the screenshot and your producers do as well. Prior to that, the last conversation that we had was the back and forth. So pretty much, bottom line, it was sent when it was sent, and you got it. Also, too, before Alyssa took this stance, she felt like, well, Tori, you know, maybe there is a snake in the garden after we brought up all the facts of this scenario. She said that at the end of the conversation. This is how it worked, because manipulation is real good, and when you're a manipulative person,
and you good
it works
at it.
good.
You're real good
this is
at
how
it.
the
That's
conversation
why.
ended.
Yeah,
the
you good at it.
conversation ended with, well, Alyssa, at this point, I don't want to trigger you, and I don't want you to trigger me.
After speaking all of what you had to say.
Is that not what I said?
After speaking all of what you said,
because you were being passive-aggressive, i.e. not because you don't know how to communicate.
I was trying to, okay, what you thought was passive-aggressive.
You were being the definition of passive-aggressive, period, point blank. I don't, because I didn't ask you a damn thing, baby.
Okay, so sit down.
All right, well, thank you, Tori. I appreciate it. Thank you for the time. I appreciate that. What I appreciate about what Tori has given me is he's given me a little insight into the dynamic of y'all's relationship, but he's also given me insight into how all of y'all respond to conflict or hurt feelings. And so what I'm getting a sense of is that you don't really express how you're feeling
and sometimes I feel like you sometimes as well. You get hurt by people taking advantage of you. Things have happened, and you take it.
And I have a conversation with somebody else versus allowing what I feel.
And he's giving me, and Tori has given me all that perspective. I've given it. So what I'm hearing is everything he's saying is
take accountability for something I did not do.
I understand that.
You act like you do no
Janelle,
wrong.
I want to ask you this.
I
Janelle, I want to
did
ask
not
you
do
this. Janelle, do you want to repair this friendship?
I don't think so. She can't own up to nothing.
I don't know what to own up
You gotta
to.
be accountable one day. Like,
Wow.
I don't get it.
Well, Janelle, you want to know several things. You want to know if Alyssa is the one who sent the nasty text messages, and if Alyssa is convinced.
She did. It's obvious.
Or if Alyssa convinced a specific friend to send those messages. So we unlocked our phone to search the messages, past, present, deleted. We wanted to see for you, to see if there was any interaction about that, because that would give you some clarity if at least it came from her phone or if she suggested somebody do it. So it's time to unlock the phone. All right. Alyssa, as you already know, we unlocked your phone. Janelle, you want to know if Alyssa is the one who sent her the nasty messages. Alyssa says she did not. My unlock the phone investigator searched her text and found she is telling the truth.
Oh, you said I was what? You said I was
we knew that was a fake phone.
Janelle, you want to know if
said I did
Alyssa-
what? You said I did what?
I said what I said, and you heard me
You
when I said
know
it.
I didn't. That's
Janelle.
why
You
I
did.
asked, what did
You
you
did,
say?
and you still guilty, like
I
you
didn't
always
hear.
have
No,
been.
I'm not
Janelle.
guilty.
Saying
It
guilty.
shows. No.
Zero text
not
found,
it
but the truth has
shows
been
right
found.
here. You have my phone. He had my phone. They had
Janelle.
both of my phones.
When she get
not
it?
just
Somebody
one.
asked her that?
He had both of my phones.
Okay.
And you can now see that I did not send those messages and I had nothing to do with it.
We have more to go through. Janelle, you want to know if Alyssa convinced a specific friend to send those messages. Alyssa says she did not. My unlock the phone investigator searched her phone and found that she is telling the truth. He found that in all of the communication with that friend, there's actually no mention of your name, Janelle.
Damn.
So-
Damn.
so if it
Damn.
was-
Then
I
what did
believe
I
it-
say? I
if it was
said I
not
don't
her,
talk to
then,
you
like,
about
I
nobody
believe
else.
it
That's
was
not
her
the kind of
friend.
person I am. And you
My
know
unlock
that.
the phone
I don't do
investigator
that.
also searched her apps, including deleted apps. And we found that she has actually never had Text Now app and has never had any communication through any apps about your love.
Okay, that don't make you not guilty. That don't make you not guilty. You could have talked to her on the phone, like I said, or it was your
talk to her
friend,
on the phone
period.
is insane, Janelle, and I'm telling you the progress of that day and what happened. You have 2 kids. You know what it's like.
already
I had a
said-
house full of them and still
Okay,
doing
but you
hair and
didn't-
still cooking.
And
you
I still look out for you as well.
What are you
Listen,
talking about looking
all
out for
these
me?
years I have looked
What
out
are
for you
talking
so
about?
much, and you try to make it
what
like
are you
you're
talking
not
about?
the victim about
What are you talking
nothing.
about? This situation right here, right now, I am.
I will say this. I will say, first of all, there was a clear communication breakdown. This is the first thing I wrote down before you even came out here. When you were doing the kind thing of taking over the kids and bringing the kids over, the first thing that I realized when I asked you these questions back is that you didn't talk to her mother. You talked to her daughter. And the minute that the communication was between the daughter and you and not friend to mother, that's where the communication broke down. And you got to acknowledge that.
Yes, I definitely take accountability for that.
Because what happened in that moment is now, it did add a third person into this that now is going to be, like you said, aggravated because they drove an hour, they out there, they like, I'm looking at the kid. And I know how these situations work. In real time, y'all probably like, what the hell's wrong with her? Why is she not opening the door? And there's going to be emotions that are heightened. You're also going to feel taken advantage of because you're thinking in your mind, I'm doing this for you. And so I can understand that compounded with her being supported by your family in other areas, you're going to feel upset about that. And also hearing from your friend Tori, it sounds like there's also a pattern of where it's like, I do stuff for you and I'm not getting the love back. I'm not getting the credit back. And so I want you to acknowledge that that's where that first breakdown went. Because if you would have communicated with her, then there would have been a clear expectation of what's going to happen. I want you to know that first.
You're absolutely right.
Okay,
and I
good.
said that.
Now, I will say this as well. Now, what you've done is you've come here to find some truth. What I know to be true, because we've searched deleted, we go back 5 years, we go all the way back. There was no communication. She did not say these things over the phone to her friend. And so, listen, we all know that people can be shady on their own. And she might have said something, and they might have took that information and say, you know what, I'm already pissed because I drove an hour, I'm gonna say something. But she didn't say this to her.
Hello.
So I think until you have facts of saying that she's the one who said it, you can't accuse her. If I can tell you what I've seen through the 3 of y'all's relationship is that y'all have come to a place of years of pent up
aggravation, of looking at each other wrong, that this relationship has just, the foundation has just cracked and has been broken. At the end of the day, this relationship is done.
Yep.
And I hope y'all both see it. The relationship is done.
It's over.
And I'm gonna tell y'all this, on this show, we don't just unlock phones, we unlock relationships, and we done seen this relationship, okay? So, we're gonna let y'all be.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that one day maybe y'all can go back together and say, hold on, let me like, you know, figure stuff out. Let me come back to you, maybe talk one day. But right now,
No,
it ain't it. And that's fine. If y'all need some more guidance on that, y'all come back, all right? Y'all come back. You sit up here next time. We can help y'all figure this out. Okay?
Okay.
Listen, everybody at home. Thank you for being with us. Make sure to come back next time, friends, so we keep talking and growing. I love you all.